Hey, and welcome back to We Missed the Exit. We're doing the Hungarian Grand Prix review. A little late to getting to watch it, but uh, what a race it was. Saw enough memes to last me a lifetime. Let's get right into it. Hungaroring, a Hungarian Grand Prix was this past Sunday, a week after the race before it. And let's get right into it. Russell on the pole. He didn't even have a purple, not a single best sector. Lots of greens, best sectors for him. Ferraris were, I think, purple for the first two sectors. They must just had a really bad third sector. So again, Russell on the pole, his first pole since he was in F2. So good for him. Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton had issues in Q3. I believe Max just didn't have any power. Hamilton had DRS issues. I think if they had been able to put real laps in, they probably would have beaten Russell. But again, Russell gets the pole and he had the two Ferraris right behind him. Perez screwed by the FIA during Q2. Um, had a lap time deleted and then undeleted, and then um, he had to get out to take a lap, got stuck in traffic, didn't have enough power. So crazy from the FIA, messing up again. The race directors, it's they've been having issues all season, letting drivers know what's going on and missing all sorts of things, delays. They really need to get their act together. Everyone might have hit a Massey, but he was um, relatively on it, especially compared to the two new guys. But hopefully they'll get it together. So again, Russell starting on pole, start of the race. No one had a really bad start, but Max made moves. He was starting P10, Perez P11. So Max making moves right at the beginning, getting over the Alpines, right towards the beginning of the race. No collisions this time, so it was great to see no big collisions at least on the first lap. Hamilton and Verstappen on lap 12 get around Norris. Um, the McLarens just don't have the pace to keep up with the big teams, but that's all right. They have some Norris is a great driver, and hopefully they'll get it. Their car just seems like they're having issues with the car. We'll get to that a little bit later. Um, Around the same time, Ocon was blocking Alonso for some reason. Alonso's been blocking a lot of cars for Ocon for the last 2 years, and Ocon thought maybe it was a better idea to block Alonso, and maybe that's why Alonso is leaving. That's right, we'll get to that towards the end of this stream. But Alonso is leaving Alpine at the end of the year, and we'll get to where he's going next. Lap 13, Max Verstappen starts having some issues, complaining about some problems. He had a failure. Luckily, they were able to figure it out, and he didn't have to stop. Lap 29, Leclerc is fighting Russell for the lead, and Russell's all over the place. He's driving erratically, weaving, and the commentators, as always, were defending him. Didn't say a thing about his bad driving. They do this all the time. Being in the U.S., we watch Skynet, and they're just constantly making excuses and defending Hamilton and Russell, no matter how bad their driving is. It's kind of sad. But I guess that's just how it is. I was hoping to get different commentators, but you get what you get. At least we get to watch some F1. Lap 31, Leclerc finally gets around Russell, and it was a fantastic move. Just took him, and there was not a thing Russell could do about it. Great move from Leclerc. Lap 35, Yuki spins as the rain comes down a little bit, just a drizzle. Track gets a little wet, but didn't really affect the race that much. Lap 39, Verstappen pits for a second time in the race to get some new tires. He's still trying to make his way through the pack. Lap 40, Russell switches to the mediums, and Max is able to perform the undercut and gets around Leclerc. Leclerc, for some reason, went to hards. Any driver who was riding on hards before that did not have a good time. Were struggling throughout the entire race, so one could wonder why Leclerc was going on the hards. Everyone was questioning it right from the beginning, and it turned out to be a bad idea. We'll get to that later on. So, lap 42, Max spins, and Um, Max spins and gets passed by gets past does a 360 right in the middle of the race, and Russell gets around Perez to retake the lead. Lap 45, Max Verstappen takes the lead of the race, and he was just on fire after that. No one could catch him. Lap 49, Ricardo hits Stroll, gets a 5-second penalty, just a hit out of nowhere. Stroll gets him tons of room, and Ricardo just runs into him. Again, it could be part of it being Ricardo. He seemed to struggle all season, but a lot of it I think is the car. Just not being able to respond and turn how he and Ricardo and Norris wanted to. Lap 55, Leclerc pits again to get those hard tires off, but it ends up being too little too late. Lap 57, Gasly gets around Ricardo. Ricardo's fallen off the pace. Just didn't have it this race. And lap 59, Benito goes hiding. Ferrari's just dying at this point. Sainz and Leclerc just having issues with their being on the hards, no speed, no pace, and they're just falling behind on the race. It was a quite sad day for Ferrari, and you just feel bad for Leclerc and Sainz, who probably could have won the race, done a 1-2. They definitely had the pace to do that. Came down to tires and a bad strategy. Ferrari should be embarrassed. They've had bad strategies all season. Not sure what they're gonna do, but when we get to positions, they should be ashamed of how far they've fallen this season. A lot of it's come down to strategy and bad luck on the cars. Their drivers have done a really good job. I don't care what Claire says about that spin that he had going off the track a couple races ago. I don't think it was him at this point. I think it was the car. Let's see here. Lap 63, Hamilton gets around Sainz. Stroll and Vettel get past Bottas. Bottas also falling off pace. And lap 65, Hamilton passes Russell to take second place, and Hamilton is on the move. He is chasing down Verstappen. Only 7 laps left in the race, and Hamilton is on it. He was fast today. Mercedes did what they always do. They figure out their car halfway through the season, and they are definitely going to be someone you got to watch out for if you want to win a championship. Uh, for Red Bull and all of the drivers and Ferrari. Lap 68, Bottas car dies. More Ferrari engine issues. Bottas just didn't have the pace today. Neither did Perez. Perez, since getting his new contract, just hasn't been there really. Feel like he needs to get together. I don't know if it's him or if it's the car. I doubt it's the car because Max has been doing great. So who knows? But Perez definitely needs to get together. Teams always have a way out of contracts. Perez needs to watch himself because Red Bull's all about winning, and they need Perez up there to keep pace. So Max Verstappen wins the race. He is your winner. Lewis Hamilton gets second, and George Russell third. Didn't have to change the pictures. I'm not going to. Mr. Consistency, consistently lucky and hitting people, can keep his picture from P3. Sainz ended up in fourth. Perez ended up fifth. Again, he was off pace. Still had a great race. Not bad for fifth, but he needs to be up there and fighting for positions. Leclerc ended up in sixth. Norris in seventh. Alonso in eighth. Ocon ninth. And Vettel in 10th. My predictions first. What really happened? Didn't make predictions. Didn't get to watch qualifying until it was late. Got to watch the race even later, so didn't end up doing predictions for this race. My driver of the day, going from P10 to winning the race, Max Verstappen. He looked great out there. Fast car, fast driver. He did everything right, except for the spin. That spin wasn't his fault. The track was getting wet, as we saw with Yuki. So Max Verstappen, driver of the day. You could definitely also make a case for Hamilton. He started, I believe, sixth, um, and ended up in second. He had an amazing race too. So 2 drivers deserved it, but I'm going to give it to Max here, going from 10 to first. Definitely a great race for him. So the driver standings after the at the halftime before the summer break. We have Verstappen in the lead with 258 points. Leclerc stays in second with 178. Perez is in third still with 173. Russell passes Sainz, gets up into fourth with 158. Sainz drops down to fifth with 156. Hamilton is in sixth with 146. And Norris goes to seventh, is in seventh with 76. Esteban Ocon stays in eighth with 58. Let's see here. Bottas in ninth with 46. Sorry about that. Alonso in 10th with 41. Magnussen in 11th with 22. Ricardo in 12th with 19. Gasly in 13th with 16. Vettel in 14th with 16 ties Gasly. We'll see if he gets past him soon here. Schumacher in 15th with 12. Yuki in 16th with 11. Zhou in 17th with 5. Stroll in 18th with 4. Albon in 19th with 3. And Latifi remains in 21st with 0 points. Constructor Championship. Red Bull stays in the lead with 431. Ferrari in second with 334. Mercedes right behind them and catching them quickly with 304. Alpine in fourth with 99. McLaren in fifth with 95. Alfa Romeo in sixth with 51. Haas in seventh with 34. AlphaTauri in eighth with 27. Aston Martin in ninth with 20. Ian Williams in in last with 3. We are on break, so the next race isn't until August 22nd. It is Spa, the Belgian Grand Prix. Again, August 28th is the next race, Spa. So everyone's on break for about a month. The big news coming out, as I alluded to before, Fernando Alonso is leaving Alpine at the end of the season, and he is going to join Aston Martin. He is replacing Sebastian Vettel, who is retiring. He says he's done with racing. He wants to spend more time with his family. I don't blame him. Um, feel like I've consistently said I still think he's the best racer out there. If it wasn't for Mercedes just having such a dominant car, he would have probably unlimited championships. He's a great driver. He's great for F1. He will be missed. He's definitely a great presence for everyone. He seems like a great guy, but hopefully he's done enough, deserves to spend some time with his family. So thank you, Seb, for all the great times. We'll do maybe a tribute video to him during the break, but we'll see. Lots of other stuff going on. They may be on break, but that doesn't mean the rest of us aren't busy. So again, thanks for watching the We Missed the Exit Hungarian Grand Prix review. And we're on break. We'll try to do some more videos as we get on. Let's see as things go on, and keep busy during break. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.